here we are. We're going to be working on our cookbook album. I just want to go through the cutting part with you, and then I'm going to turn everything over to Wendy for assembling, okay? So here we are. I've got my instructions printed for the cookbook. And the way that Simple Stories has them done, it is super tiny. That printing for me, I cannot figure out how to get it bigger. So I have my iPad pulled out here, and I will be using that for my instructions so that I can get the cutting instructions nice and large, okay? So I would recommend that. I wouldn't even bother printing these because it's just super hard to read. Too tiny at this point. Unless you can figure out how to get them bigger. I certainly could not. Now, I had a lot of fun with this album. I am super impressed with Simple Stories directions and what it looks like. There's only a couple things that I'm changing on this one, and we're gonna work through that this morning. And also, just so you know, the album will come with the ribbon and the bow, and we're gonna talk about that a little bit later about how to seal your ends and cut them. And it does not come with the wooden spoons. Everybody knows I purchased a Glowforge, and I'm super obsessed with it. And this is one of the things that it does is engraves on practically anything. And I just thought that was phenomenal. So if you want a wooden spoon, we're probably gonna do something for you guys later for that where you can purchase them separately as soon as I get a couple different ones made. This was actually my favorite and my son kind of talked me out of using it. It says made with love means I licked the spoon and kept using it. That's originally what I had on there, and he's like, Ma, are you sure that's a good idea with COVID? So, you know, I thought he was probably right, and I took that off. But for what we're working on today, I want to go through the 18 cutting instructions with you because it's a lot of work, and I want to make sure everybody, you know, gets it done right before they come to class. If you have it done, that would be great because then you're prepped and ready. If not, I believe Wendy will be working with you through those. So let's go ahead and put the album aside and pull out our trimmer. And we're gonna pull out the trimmer and our pieces of paper. So instruction 1 is using this print right here, which is the Apron Strings 14003 Farm to Table. So you're gonna pull this one out, and it says we're gonna trim it into 4x12 strips. Well, that's pretty simple. So let's go ahead. I'm gonna get my trimmer set up the way that I like to use it. I'm pretty fanatical about the trimmers and how precise they cut. And this one is probably the most precise trimmer I've ever used from Fiskars. So 4x12, we're gonna take it to that 4-inch mark. And it says we're trimming the whole sheet into 3 4x12 pieces. Now, when I make my cuts with any trimmer, I don't put it over the line, I put it to the line. That is, you know, pretty important, you know, in being precise with how you're cutting. So let's go ahead and do that. Now, once you have these 3 pieces, it says trim 2 of the strips into 4 by 8 3/8. 8 3/8, not everybody knows exactly what 8 3/8 is. So we're gonna talk about what that measurement is, because they actually do a couple of these that are a little tricky like that. So we're gonna take it to our 8, and you have 16ths on this ruler, and you also have 8ths and quarters and all that other kind of stuff. So the very tiniest measurement is a 16th. The second longest is an 1/8. So we wanna go with the longest ones, and we're gonna go 1, 2, 3. That's gonna be your 1/8. And for that, it says you need to trim 2 of those to 8 3/8. So there's my 2 pieces for that. And the last strip that we did is going to be a 4x6. Now, of course, don't get rid of or throw away anything, depending on, you know, these albums, we use all the scraps, and you're gonna have some room to do a couple extra pages because I changed some of the instructions, and we'll talk about that a little later when we get to it. So when you're done with that piece of paper, this is pretty much what you should have. These pieces, and then you're going to set them aside. Then the next piece for step number 2, we're gonna need 14006 Live, Love, and Eat paper, which is this one, the black floral. And it says your first instructions is to trim 2 into 6x12. So we're trimming our 6. And you can see I never take off my skews. I just don't feel the need to go ahead and cut those all off right away, because if you do, it's hard to tell which pieces you're using. So leave them on, okay? Once you've got both pieces trimmed into a 6x12, we're going to trim one into a 6x8. So we're going to take it right to that 8. And there's my 6x8 and 4x6 piece. And then the other piece we're just leaving as is. So 3 pieces for the floral print, and we're gonna set that aside. Our next piece that we're gonna use is 14007, What's for Dinner. So this is the piece. And it says trim a vertical 6 1/4 strip. Now, why they're specific about this vertical, I have no idea. It didn't make a ton of sense to me, but they are talking this way. This is the vertical because that's where their printing is. If you turn it this way, that's going to be wrong. So we're just going to leave it with that. On my trimmer, I can leave this piece on. It gives me enough room. And we're going to trim that vertically 6 1/4. So here's my 6. And then the next biggest, longest line on my trimmer is 1/4 inch. I'm gonna set that here, because then they want you to trim that 6 1/4 by 8 1/2. So we're gonna turn that same piece and we're gonna take it to the 8 1/2. And that's what they want us to have. From the remaining 5 3/4, which is this by 12, trim a 5 3/4 by 8. So set this piece aside, take the second one, and trim it by 8, because it's already 5 3/4 because of how we cut it. So 5 3/4, so that's perfect. So we're gonna take it to the 8, and then a 5 3/4 by 4, which is from this piece. So that's virtually just pretty much taking off our skew, okay? Now, I don't believe we're using this one, but we're gonna hang on to it just in case, and I'm leaving my skew on it just so I know I don't think that's a piece that we're using, and I'll set that aside. So now we're on instruction number 4, which is grabbing our apron strings recipe cards, and you have 2 in each one, which is great. There's actually a ton of room to do a lot of recipes with this. So all they want us to do with this piece is just trim the cards apart. So that's pretty simple. And I have the perfect trimmer for that. Mine is a SureCut trimmer. So all I do is I pull it back to where the recipe card is right underneath. That's where the second one is. And I know for sure it's going to be extremely precise. And I'm just going to do that with both sets. And I'm actually trimming a sample set. We've already trimmed all ours and made our pages up. So somebody's gonna get their pieces already all cut for them. And I think the last person that just ordered this morning was Carol Bennett. So I believe, Miss Carol, I'm gonna put this in yours and you'll have all your pieces ready and cut to go. This recipe book is super cute, and it's going to be great for new couples or for, you know, daughter-in-laws, baby showers, that kind of stuff, wedding showers, Christmas gifts. They did a really nice job. It's super simple, I think, out of all of the books that we've done, a pretty simple one. So it'll be fast to put together. Oh, here I'm talking and not telling you. Okay, so our next one that we're going to do is 14011, and it's your elements, your 3x4 elements, and all we're doing is cutting them apart. So that's a pretty easy one. Just get your trimmer and let's go ahead and cut them into 3x4 squares. And as we do this, keep everything together in nice, neat piles because you're going to be using all of them. Okay, last set. All right, so that is that one. And now we are on number, let's see, we are on step number 6, and we're pulling out 14013, and we're just going to trim these apart too. They're going to be used as is. Don't mix them up with your recipe cards. Try to keep these ones separate so that, you know, you're not looking through a whole bunch of the recipe cards to find these pieces. All right, I'm gonna cut off my skew, cut it in half, and then this sheet is also all set. So once we've got that done, we're going to grab the next one, which is our black color vibe, step number 7. This is 13405. And we're going to be trimming both of these. It's going to be step 7 and 8. So we're going to start with 7, and we're going to trim this to 8 3/8. So we're going to pull it to the 8th, and then we're going to go to the 3 biggest lines. 1, 2, 3 for an 8th. And then once we've got this 8 3/8, you're going to trim it down to 6 3/4, which is right there for my trimmer. And the 5 3/8, we're going to take and we're going to trim off 1 by 6 1/4. Or I'm sorry, we're going to set that aside, and we're going to take the next piece because we need both of these pieces right here. From the remaining strip, we're going to trim off 1 inch. And for me, I like to use the opposite side of my trimmer when I'm doing inches. It just seems more accurate. So 1 inch. And that's going to be by 6 1/4. So I need 3 pieces of this black, and this is actually extra. So I'm just going to set that aside. Don't get rid of it because you're going to have extra pages that you can embellish. We're going to pull this one out, and we're going to do step 8, and we're going to trim it to 8 3/8 again. So 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to trim it to 6 3/4. And then we have this piece too, so we're going to set that aside. And from the remaining strip, we're going to trim a 3 1/2 by 5 3/4. So 3 1/2 by 5 3/4. And then from this, we're going to trim 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. Perfect. And some of these, we don't even use them all. That'll be up to your discretion because there's some things that I changed. So from that sheet of paper, this is pretty much all you have left. So set that aside, keep your black pieces together that it says that you need. And we're gonna grab our next piece, which is 13408. It's the brick color. And the first measurement for this, we are on step number 9. We're gonna do that 8 3/8 again. So 8, 1/8, 2/8, 3/8. So 8 3/8 by 12. And then we're gonna turn it sideways and we're gonna trim it to 6 3/4. And we have our 5/8. We're gonna set that aside. And from the remaining strip, we're gonna trim a 3.5 by 5 3/4. Or I'm sorry, we're gonna trim 1 inch by 6 1/4. I definitely need to label my numbers here. There we go. So from this remaining piece, we're gonna set these 2 pieces aside, and from the remaining piece, we're gonna trim 1 inch by 6 1/4. So there's my 6, there's my 6 1/4. Each one of these are 1/4. And this is extra. And you need 3 pieces from that brick. And then we're on number 9. Instruction number 10, actually. We just did 9. So instruction number 10, we're going to pick up 13409, which is our dandelion paper, and we're going to trim it into a 6 by 12. This we're going to keep, and from the remaining half, we're going to trim 1 inch by 6 1/4. 6, 6 1/4. This is your leftover piece, which you're not going to use these right now at all. And you're going to use these 2 pieces from that dandelion. So set that aside. And then we are on step 11, which is our Peacock 13411. And we're going to trim a 6 3/4 by 12. 6 3/4. And then trim into 6 3/4 by 8 3/8. So we're going to turn this sideways, and we're going to trim it into 8 3/8. 1, 2, 3. And then we should have another piece, it says, is the 6 3/4 by 5/8 piece, which is this. So we need both of those. From the remaining piece, we're going to trim it into 6 1/4 by 5 1/4. So we don't have 6 1/4 this way. So we're going to do the 5 1/4 by 6 1/4. So that's this one. And then you have 5 1/4 already by 5 3/4. So we need both of those pieces. All right, ladies, here we are. We're going to finish up with this peacock piece with its second set of cuts. Your first set of cuts, you made 4 pieces. And now we're going to cut these 2 again. It's a little bit confusing for this one, so stay with me. We're going to take our first piece, which is 6 1/4 by 5 1/4. So let's just make sure I've got the right one. 5 1/4 by 6 1/4. Perfect. It's right. So we're going to take this, and now we're going to trim it to 4 1/4. And what that leaves us with is a inch right here. So that is perfect. That's what we want. We want 1 by 6 1/4 and 6 1/4 by 4 1/4. So we need these 2 pieces. We're going to set them aside in our keep pile. Our second set of measurements, actually it's a third set of cuts, is going to be with that next piece, which was the 5 3/4. So let's just make sure 5 3/4, that's perfect, by 5 1/4. There it is. Make sure you follow the instructions along like I am showing you, because if you make the other cuts, you're going to have it too small and you'll need another piece of peacock, okay? Seems confusing, but there's a reason for, there's a method to the madness for these guys. So now we're going to take this piece and we're going to trim it into a 4 by 5 3/4. So my 5 3/4 is this way. So now I'm going to turn it and I want it to be 4. And that's what I got. So you're going to set that aside, and you don't even need this piece. I know that's a tough one, but once you do it, you should end up with 5 pieces that you'll need, okay? So set this one aside. And we are now on step number 12, which is using our 6x8. Ladies, we're gonna pull out our 6x8 pad and we're gonna finish up some of the rest of the instructions. So once you have your pad pulled out, you're gonna get Life is Short, Lick the Bowl, Let's Eat, Made with Love, and Bake the World a Better Place. And then also all 6 of the recipe cards. So pull out all of those because we're gonna be using them too. Now we're gonna start with the first one, which is going to be instruction number 12. And that's gonna be Life is Short. Now this one says cut page 1, trim 1 2x8 piece. That's all I gotta do, is you need to cut 2 inches off, and it doesn't matter what side. So I'm just gonna cut 2 inches, because these are already 8, so I have 1 2x8 piece. That's all I need. This right here is just scrap, so set that in the scrap pile, okay? And then for the Let's Eat, which is instruction number 13, we're gonna take this and we're going to trim 2 4x6 pieces. So this is already 6 inches wide, so we need to trim it into 4. And that's it. So we're gonna have the farm animals that we're gonna be using, and we're gonna use both of those. And then we have instruction number 14, Made with Love. We're gonna trim these into 2 4x5 pieces. So I'm gonna do the 4 first, just so I know I've got it right. There's the 4, and then here is my 5. One more, 4x5. These instructions make everybody a little nervous because nobody wants to cut into that cute, you know, pattern on the other side, but you have 2 of each. So for this, you're just going to set aside the 4x5 pieces, and you don't need the little pieces. So let's set those there and grab our next one, which is instruction number 15, Bake the World a Better Place. And all you're gonna do is trim this into 2 4x6 pieces. So obviously we're not using that side. So it's already 6 inches. So we're trimming the 8. And that's exactly what we should have, is right there. And we can set those in our pile of keepers. And instruction number 16 is with your recipe cards. Super simple. We're just gonna take these and we're gonna cut them all apart and then set them in the pile of your recipe cards. Okay, so now we are on instruction number 17, which I didn't do. We're not going to do 17 and we're not going to do instruction 18. Instruction 17 is cutting this border, and I don't know, I just don't like to cut them on here. It makes no sense to me. So we're going to do it as we do it in the book, okay? Just to make sure our measurements and what we're doing is right. So that was the border for number 17 that they want you to cut, and we're going to skip that. And then instruction number 18. Instruction number 18 wants you to cut all of the holes off of your album. So let's open that up. We're just going to take a peek at the album. Here, inside, you have all those grid papers, and most of you guys have already made these albums before. You know exactly what's in them. So inside our album, it has all these great pattern pieces that we're going to be using. And then it also has the grid papers, these ledgers. And I love them. And what Simple Stories instructions want us to do is to trim off the holes, and then we drop them into our 6x8 page protectors, which are these right here. You can do this instruction. This is going to be, you know, personal preference. You're going to work through it with us and our instructions, and you'll see that we don't do it. And the reason being is because I don't see the need for it. each one of these pages is going to be turned into a pocket. And then they want you to cut this off and throw it in the sleeve. That doesn't make much sense to me. So if you do it my way, you're gonna have 4 extra pages that are 6 by 8, and you can use those to put, you know, recipes in that are bigger, or pictures of people. You could actually stack 2 recipes on top of each other. You could get, you know, more of these. I just don't understand it, and I am not going to do it. Now, if you choose to, that's totally up to you. So I'm gonna seal this back up, and I just wanna confirm, because in the instructions, it's gonna keep telling you to do that, and it's not something that we did. So I just want to show you a picture of what we did instead. So here's our cookbook, and I chose to not cut the holes off of those pieces. So here we go. This is your first instruction that, you know, you should trim the holes off and then you drop it into the 6 by 8 page. But what else they have you doing is making a pocket on the back side of this. Well, I don't want a pocket inside of a pocket, so I chose to not do this instruction, and then I just use the pocket that way so it's easy to get to. You can do whatever you want, but if you don't do it, if you do it the way that we are, you'll have 4 extra pages to add more stuff to that could be a pocket in itself, okay? So personal preference, definitely up to you, because there's a few other things that I didn't do either. And we're gonna walk through those all with Wendy. Now, for the rest of this. So at this point, this has all been prep work. So we have all these piles of the recipe cards, which is here. We have our piles of the 3 by 4 pieces. And I've got, yeah, those are all recipe cards. That's so great. There's so many of them. I have all our cut pieces are in a pile right here from those 12 by 12 pages and from the 6 by 8. So right now what I'm going to do, and what you should do also, is take all of these pieces and start inking. You're gonna ink, well, if you want to ink, we're gonna be doing it in Vintage Photo. And you should just do both sides of each thing, because a lot of this you are using both sides of everything. So just go ahead and start inking, curl up in front of the TV with, you know, a good show, and go to town with that. And so you're ready for the actual class, or to move on to the next step, because Wendy's gonna have all of her projects inked and ready to go. And then the last thing is there is some photos in this one, and we added extra photos. So we use craft paper, we inked those Vintage Photo, and you need about 3 or 4 sheets, you know, but you could always add more. This book allows for lots and lots of extra stuff. So let's take another look at it and show you where that is. So in here, I love the conversion chart. That was super smart and, you know, kind of fun. You have the back side of all of these little tabs that say appetizers and salads and vegetables, and each one of them is blank. Now, you don't have to leave it blank. I probably wouldn't if I was doing this myself. I would either put a nice photo on there, or I would add a recipe. I love the idea of putting the photos. Or a hand-printed, I have a lot of hand-printed recipes from people, so I'll be sticking those in here and putting them in places. But we always have room on the back side of this. Small photos are on these little cards here. The yellow piece stays plain, so you definitely could add a photo to that, or more of a recipe. And we'll just walk through kind of each page while I've got you captive. Okay, so there's this one. And then these little guys, I thought they were cool, like to kind of put what recipes were in there if you wanted to, or again, just to add another recipe or another photo to this page, because you have options here. I like the idea of writing down what recipes I have or who they're from. Pocket pages, every single one of the pocket pages, we put a 4x6 photo in. Just, you know, because that's nice. You can pull out the recipe and a picture of the person that gave it to you. Lots of opportunity here. Lots of pockets going on. Glitter glue is going to be in yellow. I glitter glued just a bit of things here and there. Another pocket page. Make sure you're really doing a good job on these pocket pages and you're gluing with a really nice adhesive that, you know, is very strong. Opportunity here for picture or recipe. Opportunities here for putting down the recipes that you have in the book. Love, love, love. Lots of things going on there. Writing it down. And these pockets will hold quite a bit more, so you could stuff a few more recipes in there. We do have the 12 by 12 sheets with the extra recipe cards that you can purchase and buy more of. But yeah, just so you kind of get a little feel for the whole album, we'll just go page by page. Opportunity for more. We really didn't do a lot of pop dotting either, just because we wanted to be able to add more to this book. And there's not as many pictures. It's mostly recipes for this one. So if you want to add a picture of something special, you have the option and you have plenty of room to do so. And you could add more pockets and, you know, create your own thing. Now, I always add a little bit more to the back side or the front. So that was one of the things I did, was I did the back side. I added that little 6x8 sheet because it's extra, and Wendy will be walking you guys through that too. All right. Thank you, ladies. And I hope you love the book and enjoy making it. And up next is Wendy.
Hi ladies, it's Wendy and I'm here to demonstrate your apron strings album, which is the really cute recipe album. A couple things that I want you guys to know ahead of time. You will be getting an email with the mat sizes that you need to cut for this album. Basically, you need some 4x6s and some 3x4s. Only a couple of each, so a few less pictures than normal because the focus of this one really is our recipes. You're also going to need pop dots and adhesive. You're going to need baby powder so that you can baby powder the back of your stickers. We've got the crocodile here, which is going to cut our 1/4 inch holes in the pages that we're going to add into the album. You're also going to need a 2-inch punch for our pockets, and you'll see how we use that if you've never done these before. You'll see how we use that when we make the album. Obviously adhesive, and we used vintage photo ink and Starburst glitter glue for this album. So what I always do when I do these demos, I'm sorry, Sunburst, when I do these demos is I get everything ready ahead of time. So you're gonna see me with like my little packets and the pages ready to go. And just so you know, I'm only going to glitter like a couple little things just to show you how the glitter works. I'm not gonna glitter the whole album while we do this because A, it's not gonna dry, and B, we just don't have time for that. So Sunburst is the glitter that we're gonna use. I'm gonna, in a minute, start with the cover and get the cover done. And then Shannon's gonna come on and show you how to do the bow for the cover. Which is going to look like this. And then once she does that, I'm going to continue on with the rest of the pages that are going to go in the album. A couple other things I just forgot that you're going to need. A trimmer. I use it to score, but obviously you're going to need it to cut down the pages that you need for your album. If you have a scoring tool, you can use that, but you're going to see me demo with the trimmer and a ruler. And then one thing about the instructions, you're all gonna get the instructions, and we do follow pretty close here to the instructions. However, steps number 17 and 18 on the cutting instructions, you can see mine's kind of microscopic here. Number 17 and 18, we did not do. Okay, we skipped those. And when that happens, you're gonna basically end up with these 4 6x8 pocket sleeves left over. So the nice thing about this is you can use them for your own recipes. If you have like maybe something handwritten that your mom or your grandma did, you can put this in here. These are great sleeves for photos as well. You could put like a big 5x7 photo in there, or just some memorabilia, whatever you have. So these are gonna be left over, and for now, I'm just gonna kind of toss those out of the way. All right, so with no further ado, we're gonna go ahead and get started here. So the first thing you're gonna need is and these should hopefully all be pre-cut. This is the red kind of tablecloth page that they use. Okay, and this is going to be our cover. So what we're going to do is we're going to line this up right even with the yellow material here. Now on the covers, if you've seen me do these albums before, on the covers, we don't want to be chintzy with the adhesive. This is going to get a lot of handling. People are going to be hopefully looking at this for generations to come. So we want to make sure that we're really sticking it down well, especially like the edges and the corners. All right, and we're gonna line this up. You are gonna have a little bit of that chipboard sticking out along all the sides, so make sure that you are inking that in the vintage photo. All right, we're gonna take our little Julia Child quote, "People who love to eat are always the best people." Isn't that the truth? And we're gonna go ahead and do the same thing. We're gonna center this on our tablecloth paper. Right. And actually, since our ribbon is going to cover it, we're going to line this up right at the edge of the cloth as well. So we've got that little edge that sticks out here. Okay, and like I said, our ribbon is going to go right along this left-hand line here. All right, we're going to add some embellishments next. I need you guys to find, oops, mine's upside down, the little oven mitt with the flowers. Okay, and we're gonna get our pop dots here. And we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna put some pop dots on the back of this. Oops, I could have used some scissors. And we'll get those when Shannon's doing the demo on the ribbon. Okay, and if you've not seen the baby powder technique, we're gonna take a little bit of baby powder, brush it over the sticky part that's showing, just so this doesn't like stick on our album. Okay. All right, we are going to take our oven mitt and we are gonna put it so that the flowers are right by the R and the on our quote, like so. And then we're going to look for the blue chipboard heart. And on the chipboard, I do always add a little extra adhesive. I don't think that the chipboard sticks well enough without it. You could use a glue dot. I'm just using my tape runner here. And we're gonna put the heart right under Julia Child's name and her quote, like so. Okay, so in a minute we'll come back and we're gonna go ahead and add the ribbon. But for now, let's flip to the back and let's do the back cover next. Okay, and on the back cover, we're going to use our little kitchen like utility shelves here with our pots and pans. And we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna center this in the back. And again, since this is a cover, it's still gonna be handled quite a bit. So we wanna make sure that we really go ahead with the adhesive here. Don't be cheap and chintzy. Okay, and again, we're gonna line this edge up right with the edge of the yellow material. Again, make sure you ink it because it's gonna be showing. And then we are going to take our little jar with our utensils, put a couple pop dots on here, and some baby powder. And we are gonna pop this guy. Right here over our rolling pin. Like so. Okay. All right, go ahead and open up We're gonna do the inside covers before Shannon demos the ribbon. Now, a couple things here. In the instructions, it talked about using some paper for mats. I'm gonna show you kind of two options. Okay. First though, we need our blue pattern. It should be the one that has the flowers on the opposite side. Okay, just so you know, because when I was doing the setup, had a different one. There's a couple with this blue pattern. So we want the one with the dark flowers on the back. And we're gonna go ahead and adhere this one. All right, again, we're gonna line this up right next to the material. Center it top and bottom. Okay, like so. Now, a couple of different things you can do. You can take the teal polka dot and you can mat this 4x6 Happiness is a Kitchen Full of Family and Friends, and you can put it down here. Or you can get rid of the mat, which is what we did, and you can just put this across the center. Okay, totally up to you how you want to do it. Just depends on the look you want. It's your album, so you choose. All right, this is gonna go ahead and also line up right against the edge of the material. And then we are going to take the teal heart that's on our sticker sheet, and we're gonna go ahead and lay this flat right under the ampersand and family and friends, like so. Okay, in a minute, I'm gonna kind of show you what we're gonna glitter on here, but I'm not gonna glitter it until after Shannon does the bow. So once she does the bow, I'll come back to you guys and just talk to you about what you're gonna glitter on the inside covers. All right, finally, on the inside back cover, we are going to take our tablecloth that we used on the front, and we're gonna wallpaper this back cover. Let me move that out of the way a little bit. Again, we're gonna line this up with the yellow material. Go ahead and center it. And then in our chipboard, we want our retro teal KitchenAid stand mixer. They actually make KitchenAid stand mixers in this color. It's really pretty. However, it does not match my kitchen. Maybe when I move somewhere warm and beachy, I can get a beachy color kitchen and get this teal. Right, and we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna add that in the bottom right-hand corner. Okay, so taking a look then at our cover, we've got the red with the quotes and our stickers. On the back, we've got the shelves with our little utensils. And then on the inside, we've got the teal and the kind of flowery wallpaper. All right, so at this point, we're gonna go ahead and stop, and Shannon's gonna come on and show you how to do the bow.
The front cover, Wendy's got you done with the insides and the outside. We're gonna get this bow put together and put on. Mel's at home right now making all of our messy bows, which are these. So in your kit, you're gonna get a piece to wrap around your cover, and you're going to get the actual bow that will need to be adhered. So the first thing that we need to do is give these nice pretty little notches, each and every single one. It's too much work for us to have to do those for you, plus you should heat set them. Heat setting them means just running a lighter around, just taking a quick lighter and heating it. Do you have a lighter?
No.
Me neither. Nobody has a lighter at the scrapbook tree. Nobody smokes. Otherwise, I'd show you how to do it. So you're just gonna make these pretty notches by folding each one in half. Just keep going. There's quite a few pieces here that we've got with this messy bow, and they're all at different lengths, so don't worry about cutting too much or too little off, because it's supposed to be kind of crazy looking. Okay, that side looks good. Oh, one more. Fold in half, hold it, and make your little notch. I originally thought we were going to finish all of this for you guys, but it takes a hot second and way too tedious. I thought Chris was going to kill me the other night when we started making these. So we did a little editing. Okay, a couple more. And then Wendy, I'm going to have you grab that hot glue gun in a second. It's actually over here plugged in. So we can just unplug it in a second and then I'll take it. So you are going to need a hot glue gun or some sort of fabric tack tape, whichever one that you have. I have a hot glue gun. So this is great. Now on the back side, it's a little tie knot. We don't want that. We want the front where it's got a nice little pointy piece right there. So that's all of them cut to perfection. And we're going to grab our cover now and we're going to take our yellow ribbon.
You ready?
Nope. We're going to wrap it. We're going to take it on the inside and then wrap it around. And it's always good to have a partner for this for a finger. So I'll grab Wendy. And it's going to be lined up, you know, kind of centered with the yellow fabric and your pattern there. So nice tight knot. And then again, and then that's it. And we're actually going to use these ends. You've got plenty of ribbon for these to leave them a little bit longer. And we're going to cut them again with that notch. So fold these in half, cut them with the notch, heat set them. Denise is going to be so disappointed that I didn't heat set them with her new tool. All right, grab your glue gun out and you're going to put a little dollop of hot glue or fabric tack right in the center. Make sure you've got the right side of the bow. And then we're going to go ahead and push that on and set it for a second. Give it a hot second. Don't just leave it on there for a minute. And then that is going to be the front cover. And Wendy's going to show you how to do the glitter glue. All right, ladies, thank you.
All right, ladies, I'm going to go over the glitter for the cover here, but just before we do that, I do want to show you one of the spoons that we have. These are going to be optional add-ons that in the very near future we're going to have available to order. There's probably going to be a couple different designs. For example, this one says "Made with Love," means I licked the spoon and kept using it, which is super cute. This one here just says "Made with Love." So we are going to, again, make these available to order in the near future. If you decide that you want to get the spoon and you want to kind of add it on as a nice little decorative touch, what you would do is you would take your hot glue and you're going to put some on the back of the spoon and you're going to tuck it right under your ribbon like so. Okay, so I just wanted to show you that and let you know that these are going to be available coming up. All right. Let's talk about the glitter now. I'm only going to glitter just a tiny bit of this because I'm going to be putting pages in as we go and I don't want it to like smear all over. So when you're doing the glitter, and again we're using Starburst here, or I'm sorry, Sunburst, I keep saying Starburst. We're not like coloring, we're not using a lot, all right? We're just kind of dotting to add a little sparkle. So we're going to add a little sparkle in the heart here by the oven mitt. We're going to add a little sparkle down here in our teal heart. Okay, notice I'm just kind of like dotting it here. And then we're going to add a little sparkle in our word love up here at the top. Watch out for that bow. Okay, for the rest of this, I'm going to be showing you or explaining to you what you're going to be adding the glitter to, but I'm not going to actually be adding the glitter. Okay. So if you guys can see that, okay, we've got our love, we've got a little bit on the heart on the mitt, and then we've got our heart on the bottom. Now on the inside, what you're going to do is you're going to add some glitter to your teal heart right here under family and friends. We're going to add some accent glitter along our KitchenAid stand mixer, mostly along just the top edge, down the right side, and a little bit on the bottom. And then on the back, we're going to add a little bit of glitter to our two pots. This is closed, but like along the edge of the pot like so, and then a little bit along the edge of our little container that's got our tools. Okay, so on each page where there's glitter, I will kind of show you what we glittered, just so you can go ahead and go back and do that. Those of you that have made the albums with us before know that we usually kind of glitter once the album's all put together. And what we'll do is we'll start with like one side of the page, let those dry, and then flip them over. All right, ladies, we are moving on to the interior pages of our book. And the first page that I'm going to show you, we made a couple changes to. So I want to kind of show you that as well. First of all, our first page is going to be our top chipboard tab. All right, and make sure as you're inking that you do ink both sides. All right, but we made a couple adjustments to this. In your instructions, it told you to have a piece of this floral paper. It's the like the bowl paper on the other side, and it told you to cut a 2x8. And originally what you were gonna do is like wrap this 2x8 around the edge. Well, we kind of thought that was a little ridiculous. So what we did is we took that 2x8 piece and we split it in half. And we made 2 1x8 strips. All right, then what you're gonna need to do actually is we're going to take our recipes page that looks like so, and we're gonna trim a 1/2 inch off the edge here. All right, and I'm going to trim a 1/2 inch off of this edge here where it says recipes. All right, so put that in your trimmer. All right, I actually already can put my adhesive on this, so let me peel it up. All right, and now we're gonna need to re-ink this. Okay, and since this is gonna go on the chipboard, make sure you've got a lot of adhesive here. All right, so to assemble this, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take one of these now 1x8 strips. And we're gonna go ahead and center it on the edge of our page here. All right, like so. Then we're gonna take our recipes page and we're gonna line this up right to the edge of that floral border. And we're gonna stick that down. Now, we just covered the holes, so we've got to take our tool, our crocodile, and we need to open this. I always have trouble with this. There we go. All right. And we need to repunch the holes here. All right, like so. Okay. We are going to take our red heart over here from our sticker sheet. We're gonna throw a pop dot on this guy. Oops. A little bit of baby powder. And we are gonna use this to dot our eye, like so. Now, you're gonna take your glitter glue when you are ready to glitter, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna put some glitter on the inside of our flowers, okay? We are going to put some glitter on the black word recipes here, and we're gonna go ahead and put some glitter on our red hearts. And if you wanna add a little to these flowers up at the top too, you can do that. Okay, so this is all our cutting and gluing. All you have left here is glitter. We're gonna go ahead and flip this over. We're gonna take our other 1x8 strip and we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna line this edge. And you want to try and center it as best you can, top to bottom. Okay, now we're going to take our kitchen conversion chart. we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna cut a 1/2 inch off the edge, which is gonna be like basically that brown border. And you're gonna have to ink that. Like so. And then we're gonna go ahead and adhere this down. And again, we're gonna line it up right to the edge of that paper, like so. All right, find your little mushroom stickers right here. And we're gonna go ahead and stick the mushrooms down in this bottom left corner. Now again, we need this to go in the book, so pull out your crocodile. Let's go ahead and re-punch those holes. Like so. And on the back, what we are going to glitter is our mushrooms. We're gonna add a little bit of glitter to the little dots that you see on the mushrooms. Okay, and then your first page is done. You can go ahead and put that in your book. All right, our next page is gonna be an insert page we're gonna make with the red polka dot. It's called brick paper. So what you're gonna need is the piece of essentially red brick paper. We want dots up. You need your people who love to eat are always the best people. Oops, yep. That is, I was like, oh, we just used that. Yep, we are just using it again. You'll see we're gonna cover it up. All right, so the first thing we wanna do is we wanna go ahead and we want to glue this down. Now, we're gonna have to punch holes here, okay? So it probably would make the most sense, here I am, I'm in teacher mode, trying to think logical here. It would make the most sense to probably punch those holes first. So here's the page we just did. I'm going to take my red brick paper, I'm going to take my crocodile, and I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna punch these holes. That way, I don't have to worry about putting my paper in the wrong spot and trying to lift it up, etc., etc. See? It's a good thing it's September, because if this was August, I would not be in teacher mode, and I'd probably do this, like, in not the smartest way. But since I am in teacher mode, we're gonna do it the way that makes the most sense. All right, like so. All right, now we're gonna go ahead and take Julia, and we can line her up and make sure that we don't cover our holes. Boy, I love it when I think of smart things like that. It doesn't happen all the time, but occasionally. All right, and we're gonna go ahead, like I said, try to center it top and bottom, left and right with those holes. Okay, now we've already seen Julia. We don't want to see her again. So we're gonna take our teal piece. This is part of the paddle piece that we cut in half previously, or our cutting board. I keep saying paddle. It looks like a paddle to me. All right, we're gonna take this blue teal and we're going to cover Julia's quote because we already have it on there. We don't need her twice. So we're gonna go ahead and put it down like so. And then we're gonna find our 3x4 Happiness is Homemade. And now we're gonna layer this in the center. like so. Okay, our last element here, I need you to find your chipboard rolling pin up near the top. And we are going to go ahead and put the rolling pin with some extra adhesive right at the bottom of our 3x4 mat, like so. Okay, now on your sticker sheet, I want you to find the tab that says appetizers. I'm sticking already. All right, and this is going to be our appetizers tab. So we're going to line that up at the top. And on the back, we're going to take this floral one right underneath the floral tab here. And we're going to match this up on the back so that it's covering. Like so. All right, and we are going to add some glitter, just kind of a little bit randomly at the bottom of our rolling pin, just to give it some dimension. We're also gonna go ahead and add a little bit on the inside of our flowers. Okay, but otherwise, our appetizers tab and or page 2 is completed. All right, I'm actually going to leave this out for a second because we're gonna do another insert page next. All right, and this is a 4x6. It's like a pink background with the stove. All right, so I'm going to do the same thing again. I'm going to use this first to punch holes because we're going to have to put this page in our album. So I'm going to try and center it. I'm going to take my crocodile. And I'm going to punch the holes. There's a lot of like extra pages that we're going to put in, you're going to see. There's tabs and other things. So your 1/4 inch punch is definitely going to get a workout today. Okay, now we can put that aside. Okay, so the front of our little 4x6 card here is going to have a couple stickers added to them. We are going to find our teapot with the little flowers. And we are going to pop our teapot right over the one that they have here. Go ahead and grab some baby powder to get the stickies off. And we are going to put the teapot right over that teapot, popping it up just to give it a little bit of dimension. Right? Then we are going to look for what looks like the tablecloth tab. And we are going to put the tablecloth tab right at the edge of our page. And on the back, we are going to match it with, right under sauces, there's this kind of blue pattern. We've seen it in the paper already. And we're going to match it with that. Okay, so we've got the tablecloth on one side, the blue pattern on the other. Now, as far as glitter goes, on the front, we are going to put some glitter right around this kind of shiny edge of the pot. We are going to put some on the flowers on our teapot as well. Okay, and then flip this over. First, we're going to take one of our 3x4 mats that we have cut. And be careful, kind of keep your eyes open for the holes. You don't want to cover the binder holes. But we're going to go ahead and adhere a 3x4 mat to the center of this page. like so. We are going to find our Flippin' Awesome sticker with our little spatula. And we're gonna go ahead and put some pop dots here. Now ladies, I'm gonna show you everything that needs pop dots. Again, those of you that have done the class before, you know, maybe you already know you're gonna be adding some things in those 6x8 sleeves and you don't want this as bulky. Totally up to you. I'm gonna show you everything we pop dotted. You always have the option of popping or not. Okay. Flippin' Awesome is gonna go right up here above our mat, like so. All right, then we are going to look for this black kind of ribbony sticker down here. We're gonna be using quite a bit of this actually. So we're gonna start with, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna pull the whole thing off. We're gonna start by lining it up at the edge of our mat. And we don't necessarily need to go all the way across because we're gonna be putting another embellishment here. So I'm gonna cut so that I leave about 1 inch to 3/4 of an inch over here on the left-hand side. I don't know if you ladies can see that. Okay, then I'm going to look for my chipboard flower bouquet. And the flower bouquet is gonna go in this corner. Okay, so here's what you might wanna do. Here's what I'm gonna do. I am going to just put extra adhesive on the part that's going to be on the paper. I'm not going to put extra adhesive on the part that's going to cover the mat. In fact, I'm probably gonna brush a little bit of powder like on this yellow flower here. Okay, and then I'm gonna put extra adhesive on the rest of this. All right, and this is gonna line up pretty close to the edge here. Like, I don't know if you ladies can see that. That's like literally right at the edge, okay? Like so. As far as glitter, we're gonna add some glitter to the center of our flowers, but otherwise, this little insert page is done. So you can go ahead and put that in the album. Okay, next we've got a recipe card page. These are gonna be super, super simple. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a page with our 4x6 mats. We are going to take our recipe card that has like the black banner and the hearts. This is recipe. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna put this in the top. We are going to take the recipe card that has the pretty like blue flower border. We're gonna put this in the bottom. You may, just to give it a little bling, you may wanna put a little glitter on these two hearts, and you might wanna put a little glitter in the center of these flowers. Okay, the back, because you know, it's our recipes, we're not covering anything, so this page is actually already good to go. For those of you that have done the books with me before, this is gonna be so nice, these little recipe pages, because they're easy. All right, next, we are gonna take our yellow diagonal striped insert, and we're gonna kind of jazz that up. So, we need to start with the yellow diagonal insert. And then we're gonna take the other piece that looks like kitchen shelves. We used part of this already on the back cover, I mean. And we're gonna go ahead and adhere this down. All right, this is gonna have a lot of like little popped and dimensional elements. So the first thing we wanna do is go ahead and line this up. Make sure you're not covering your holes. Okay, like so. And let us start with some chipboard. All right, let me find mine because mine's all over the place. All right, first we need our bread basket. And we're gonna add some extra adhesive to the bread basket, like so. We're gonna put it right over our bread basket on the shelf, like so. Then we're gonna look, whoops, I'm dropping pieces. Then we're gonna look for our colander. And we're gonna do the same thing. Okay. Add some adhesive. And put it over our colander, like so. All right, now we're gonna look for a couple stickers. We're gonna look for Hello Honey. Aw, so cute. Hello Honey, sorry. And we're gonna add some pop dots here. Ah, so sticky. And some powder. All right, we're gonna put our honey jar, you guessed it, right over our honey jar, like so. And then we're gonna look for our salt and pepper shakers, right here in the center. And we're gonna put a pop dot or two behind these. And you're like, wait a minute, I don't see the salt and pepper shakers on the paper. You're right, they're not there. All right, our salt and pepper shakers are gonna go right between our two pots, like so. Right. Then I want you to find your tab that says salads. Now, I suppose, ladies, depending on what you're using, you could probably, you know, change these up a bit if you needed to. All right, we're gonna do salads next. And on the back, we are going to match it with another one of these blue flowery papers. Or stickers, like so. Right. Now, as far as glittering, we are going to glitter the outside of the honey. Let me hold this up for you. All right, the outside of the honey. We're gonna put some glitter on the holes in our colander. And we're gonna go ahead and put some some glitter around the bread box, kind of the top left and the bottom right corners, just to give it a little bit of sparkle. Okay, nothing on the back. This is another tab, so we are done, and you can put this in the album. All right, we have another page with sleeves next. You need to find a page with two 3x4 sleeves on the top and a 4x6 sleeve on the bottom. So it's gonna look like this. Okay. We're going to take our recipe card, and we're gonna slide this into the bottom, like so. We are gonna find our little animals, the cow and the sheep and the pig and the chicken. And we're gonna slide this one. This is one of our 3x4 mats. We're gonna slide this into the top left sleeve. We're gonna take one of our 3x4 photo mats, and we're gonna slide this in the top right sleeve. Then we're gonna grab a couple of our stickers. They're kind of like black and white stickers. This one looks sort of like a tomato, I guess. And we're gonna put this one in the bottom right corner of our photo mat. And then you're gonna find the one that looks like carrots. And we're gonna stick this one down, overlapping our tomato a little bit, right next to it, like so. Okay. The only thing we glittered here is the center of the flower on this recipe card. Okay. On the back, we are going to take our mat that looks like the little apron, and we're gonna put a little glitter, again, just on the flowers. We're gonna go ahead and slide this in behind our photo mat. And then actually on our cow, pig, chicken, sheep, we're gonna take the big stove And we're gonna go ahead and put this sticker on the back of that 3x4 mat. And that's a big sticker, so it covers quite a bit of it. Okay, nothing glittered on this one, other than, like I said, a little bit of glitter in the apron here. And you guys can go ahead and put this one in the book. I know, you ladies who are used to doing these with me are waiting for the other shoe to drop, I'm sure. You're like, I know there's gonna get more difficult. When's it coming? All right, our next page is going to be the black and gray like dot insert. So I've got all my pieces together here. And just pull them out of the envelope. All right, so what we're gonna do here is we are making like our own page essentially. So you've got this sheet with the animals that we pre-cut to like 4x8, okay? Or actually it's a little bit longer than that. All right, what we're gonna do, we are gonna do that wraparound thing. So you need your scoring tool, or you're gonna see I'm gonna use a ruler, and we're gonna score this in half at 2 inches. All right, what I do is I take the edge of a plastic ruler. It can't be super sharp. You can't use a metal edge, it's gonna cut right through your paper. I line it up where I wanna score it, and then I use this little wire as my guide, all right? And I take the ruler and I take it down the track so that I make a nice crease. This is like the cheap Wendy version of, you know, a scoring blade, since I don't have a scoring blade. I mean, I think I did at one point, but not that you care. All right, so what we are going to do is we are just going to line the edge of this page with our animals. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my adhesive that I just set somewhere. Hold on, here it is. All right, and what I'm gonna do is I'm going to start with the front, okay? And I'm gonna put my adhesive right along. I am out of adhesive already. Okay, I'm out of adhesive already. So right along the edge, okay? And then I'm gonna take my page, and you know what, you've got the squares here, so that's kind of convenient. I'm gonna just cover this first row of squares. I like that because now I can line it up evenly. Okay, and press it down like so. Now, when I go ahead and fold the back over, it's gonna line up. So what I'm gonna do now, because I don't want it kind of bulky in the middle, is I'm gonna add another row of adhesive for the middle. And then I'm gonna add a row of adhesive along that other edge. So when I fold it over and seal my edge, I'm also kind of sealing it shut in the middle, if that makes sense to you. Okay, so just a little extra adhesive, otherwise it could like balloon out or whatever. All right, now what we do need to do is punch holes. So find either another one of your chipboards or something that you can see so that we can punch holes in this for our pages. There's one. There's two. Okay, so we've got our holes punched by our animals, and we've got our page. All right, I need you to take one of your blue teal mats, okay, and we're gonna line this up along the edge of our cows, and we're gonna center it. This is again from that cutting board sheet that we cut earlier in our directions. Okay. We're going to take our 3x4 dinner choices card, take it or leave it. Boy, that's my parents' mantra when I was growing up, that's for sure. Unfortunately, my child is spoiled. All right, We're gonna line dinner choices up in the middle of our blue mat, like so. Okay. We're gonna grab our stickers. Okay. We're gonna look for soups, or again, whatever you guys want to use. We're gonna use several of these. Okay. We're gonna put soups like 3/4 of the way down. On the back, we're going to look for our pink. Almost looks like peacock. It's hard to tell. Almost looks like peacock feathers or something. And we're gonna line our pink tab up with our soups tab. Okay. Now, one other thing we're gonna add, we're gonna grab our chipboard, and we're gonna take like the flowers that look like they're in the measuring cup. Yeah. You know, the other ones fall out. This piece is stuck, right? Okay. The flowers that look like they're in the measuring cup. We're gonna add some extra adhesive. And we're gonna stick this on the bottom right corner, like so. Now, as far as glittering goes, we're gonna add some glitter to the center of our flowers. We're gonna add a little tiny bit of glitter on each of those 3 hearts. Okay? But otherwise, our page is done. So you can go ahead and put this one in the album. All right, next we've got another 4x6 insert page. Okay, 4x6 insert page. We are going to take our kind of a wooden framed recipe card with the daisies. We're gonna go ahead and slide that in the top. Oops. But before we do so, if you're glittering, we're gonna put, again, some glitter in the center of the flowers. And on our bottom one, we didn't add any extra glitter. If you wanted to do over a recipe, if you wanted to add on the holes of the calendar, you're more than welcome to. You're gonna slide that one in the bottom. Okay, and you're done. Okay, on the back, again, if you want to, you can add a little bit of glitter to the center of the flowers, just to give it a little zing. There's really nothing to glitter on this bottom one here, okay? Go ahead and put that page in the album. Okay, next we are going to use our grid paper, the one that looks like a bunch of squares, and we're gonna make a pocket page here. So, have all your materials ready, right? We are first going to take our teal polka dot strip, and we're gonna use that to line the top. Now, this is one of those pages where we altered it a little bit, because this originally they had in a 6x8 sleeve, but we thought that's ridiculous. We're not doing that. So we're gonna take that piece and we're gonna line it along the top like so. All right, that's all the paper we're adding to the top. We're gonna add some stickers now and some chipboard. First, we're gonna add Happiness is Homemade. It looks kind of like it's cross-stitched. Very like kind of homey. And go ahead and add some pop dots here if you want to pop. And some baby powder. All right, and at the top center, we're gonna go ahead and add our sticker. Like so. Now we're gonna look on our chipboard for a couple different sets of mushrooms. Okay, we've got like a bigger set of mushrooms, and then we've got, all my chipboard pieces are falling everywhere. This littler set of mushrooms. Okay, and we're gonna take the littler set. Add some adhesive. And we're gonna stick that one on the top left on our teal strip here. We're gonna take our bigger set and we're gonna put those in the bottom corner. These are gonna go in our bottom right-hand corner. Okay, As far as glittering, again, you're gonna see the little dots on the mushrooms. I would go ahead and glitter those, both top and bottom, like so. All right, that's the easy part. On the back, we are going to make a pocket page. So you first need your tablecloth piece that has the animals on the back side of it. This is one of the ones from your 6x8 pad that you cut in half. And we're gonna take our 2-inch punch, and many of you have done this with me before. We're gonna make a pocket out of this. So we need to make a notch in our pocket. So you can see I've got the 2-inch circle punch. I'm lining it up roughly centered halfway through, and I'm gonna punch half a circle, like so. Okay. Now you wanna make sure you've got your ink so that you can add some ink to this notch. Okay. And again, we are making a pocket. So what that means is we need to leave the top open. So we're gonna put adhesive along the left side, the right side, and the bottom. Okay, I usually do this right along the edge so that I've got the majority of that pocket open and it's not being wasted with adhesive. Okay, again, avoid the punch holes. And I like the grid paper too because you can kind of line it up with things. I'm gonna go 2 little boxes up from the bottom and 1 set of squares or boxes to the left. Okay, like so. So I've got my pocket, whoops. I've got my pocket, right? Inside the pocket, we are going to put one of our 4x6 mats. One of our 4x6 mats, and we're going to take one of our yellow recipe cards. In fact, we just used this on an earlier page with the calendar, and we're gonna slide this in like so, right? Then we're going to look for a chipboard piece that looks like a recipe box. And we're gonna add some adhesive once I get the back off. Here we go. Oh my goodness, for reals. There we go. When all else fails, use help. All right, adhesive on the back of this. And we're gonna stick our recipe box in the bottom corner of our pocket. Okay, nothing glittered on this side of the page, so you can go ahead and add this page into your book. All right, moving along, we're gonna make another like kind of handmade insert. This time we're gonna be using our teal background paper and our What's Cooking. So again, you're gonna wanna try and find a page that you can use to punch your hole. So I'm actually just gonna pull out the one I just put in the book. And I'm gonna use that as my guide for hole punching. Like so. Now I can put this one back in my book. Okay, we are going to take from our 6x8 pad, sorry, 6x8 pad, the What's Cooking apron, and we're gonna go ahead and set this on our teal mat. Again, make sure you're not covering the holes. Sorry. Okay, What's Cooking? we are going to take our pink chipboard heart, and we are going to add our pink chipboard heart right next to her left pocket. All right, so I'm going to add a little more adhesive. And we're going to stick that down so it's partially covering her pocket. We're going to take our stickers and we're going to look for vegetables, or whichever one you'd like to use. And this is going to be like a bottom tab for us. So we're going to put vegetables down here. And on the back of vegetables, we are going to look for this like little daisy, the black print that's under breakfast. And we're going to line that up like so. All right, now on the front, as far as glittering, we are going to glitter our pink heart. We are going to put some accent glitter around her sash here. We're going to put some accent glitter around the top of the tie that would go around the neck. And then we're going to put some accent glitter in the center of our flowers. Okay, otherwise, that little page is done. And you can put that one in the book. Okay, next we are going to kind of make our own pocket page. It's going to look like this. So let me kind of show you how we're going to do that, ladies. All right, we are going to get our trimmer back. And you've got a piece of this blue paper that is 6 by 12, okay? And what we're gonna do, I actually did mine already, but we're gonna score this at 3 3/4 inches. So line it up in your trimmer. If this is how you're gonna do it, go ahead and use your ruler and make your score line. If you have a scoring tool, 3 3/4 inches. All right, then we're going to take it out. And we're making a pocket, okay? So we are going to adhere, the bottom is already folded, so we're just going to put adhesive along our two sides. And fold it up like so to make our pocket. Okay, we are going to take Seasoned with Love, but you can see this is a little bit too big now because this was 3 3/4, so we need to cut about 1/4 inch off of Seasoned with Love. I'm going to cut it off the bottom, I think. Okay, let me add a little ink. Then we're going to go ahead and adhere this right over the center of the pocket. Like so. We are going to look for our yellow daisy. And we're going to pop or not pop, depending on what you would like to do. There's not much showing to baby powder, but baby powder. And we're going to put the daisy right, on the corner of our little Seasoned with Love. As far as glittering goes, we're going to glitter the center of our flower. We're going to glitter the word love, and we're going to go ahead and glitter our hearts. Inside the sleeve, we're going to take our red kind of wallpaper piece that we called that earlier, 4 by 6. We're going to slide that in our sleeve. And we're going to slide a 4 by 6 mat in our sleeve. And you know what I forgot to do? This is an insert page, so we need to go ahead and punch holes. So grab something you can use to punch holes. I'm just gonna pull out the last page that we used. Okay, now notice this is a tiny bit shorter, so you might want to center it a little bit. And then go ahead and take your hole punch. And punch your holes. Okay. So our page is going to look like this. It's going to flop right in. On the back, nothing. Okay, so that page is done. And you can go ahead and put this one in the book. Okay, next we've got another 4x6 pocket page. So grab another 4x6 pocket page, like so. We're going to take our brown embroidery looking recipe card with the brown border, and we're going to slide that in the top sleeve. Nothing glittered there. Then we're going to take our recipe card with the flowers next to it. We're going to put some glitter in the center of our flowers, and we're going to slide that in the bottom, like so. That's it. Put it in the album. All right, time for our middle tab. Okay, our middle tab page, which we're also going to make a pocket out of. So again, just like you did with the first tab, make sure that you ink both sides, because both sides are going to be exposed. Okay, we are going to take our other apron page that says what's cooking with the flowers on it, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to wallpaper our chipboard with this. Oh my gosh, I make such a mess with the adhesive when I do these. I get it all over. Probably because I do a lot on the edges and it kind of hangs over. All right, don't cover the holes. Center your floral paper over your chipboard. Now, this is another instance where I told us to do a mat and basically to cut down our 4x6 so that it can fit on the black mat. You can do that if you want, or you can toss the mat and we can adhere this like so, which is what we're gonna do. You ladies do what you like. If you want it matted, by all means, don't let us stop you. We're not doing it though. Okay, and we're gonna take the 4x6, we're gonna go ahead and center it. Actually, I'm gonna do a little bit better job centering it. Hold on. There we go, like so. You are going to look for another flower chipboard. My chipboards are all falling all over. This one here with the single daisy and what looks like a little carnation. And we are going to add this little guy. Oh, for Pete's sakes. I don't know why I'm having trouble with this adhesive today. There we go. All right, extra adhesive, yada yada. All right, and these flowers are gonna go right next to our heart. All right, here we are going to glitter love with our Sunburst glitter glue. We are going to glitter the center of our flowers and the center of our flower on our chipboard. Okay, now flip it over. We are going to make a pocket page. So I need you to find your red and white checked tablecloth with the animals on the other side. It would be preferable if the animals were going in the right direction. And we're gonna take our 2-inch punch and we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna center it, we're gonna cut a half a hole to make a pocket. And our animal side, our cows and piggies, are gonna be side up. So go ahead Add some ink to your notch. Add your adhesive along the two sides and the bottom edge, like so. And we are going to center this pocket. Give yourself a little space at the bottom. Okay, voila. We are going to look for our Yum cutting board with the flowers. We're gonna add some pop dots to this. Ah, so sticky. Okay, I'm gonna cut one in half and add a couple extra. Just because this is wide. Sure. I'll add one more here. All right, baby powder to get the stickies off. All right, and our little Yum cutting board is gonna go in the bottom left-hand side of our pocket, kind of on a little angle like that. And then we are going to add a 4x6 mat. I did not glue the top, it's just static. All right, 4x6 mat. And then we're gonna look for our little red tablecloth recipe card. Go ahead if you want, add a little glitter to the center of the circle, to little berries. You can slide this in the pocket. And then we also added some glitter to the center of our flower and to a couple of these little sprays of flowers over here on the edge. Okay? That's it. Go ahead and put this one in your album. That page is done. I'm gonna take a quick sip of water, ladies. Bear with me. You know what? We need to use this page to pop holes again. So actually pull that chipboard page out. We're gonna do another tabbed page, this time on black. So let's go ahead and grab our black, and we want dot side up. And we are going to, again, kind of use this to measure our holes. It helps if you have the right side up so you can see where the holes are. All right, now this chipboard is pretty thick. The nice thing about the crocodile is you can go ahead and like squeeze through it. I know on some of the other like 1/4 inch punches, the chipboard is so thick you can't really make your hole. All right, this one not so much. All right. This one easily kind of cuts through there, no problem. All right, now we can get rid of that chipboard page. We've got our black background page. We are going to take our Let's Eat. This is out of our 6x8 pad. And we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna adhere this. We're gonna center it like so. Okay. We are going to look for a red kind of daisy looking chipboard with a blue flower right in the center of your chipboard stickers. Add some extra adhesive. We're gonna stick this guy kind of right over our knife and spoon. Like so. Okay. We're gonna find our recipe tabs. We're gonna look for main dishes or whatever one you would like to use. And we're gonna start back up at the top because remember our last one was pretty low on the bottom. So we're gonna put main dishes up here near the top. Start a new set of tabs. On the back side, we're gonna look for the black floral tab. We're gonna match this one up. Pardon my head. Like so. Okay. And then on the front, we are going to glitter the center of the flower, the center of our chipboard flowers. Okay, so we've got our main dishes tab. We can go ahead and put this page in the album. And we're gonna do another sleeve page next. This time we're gonna do a sleeve page that has 2 3x4s at the top and a 4x6 at the bottom. So 3 insert pages. Okay, first thing we're gonna do is we're going to look for our recipe card that has the black floral trim. We're gonna slide this in the bottom, 4x6 sleeve, like so. We're gonna find our 3x4 card, What the Fork is for Dinner, which I think is pretty hilarious actually. We're gonna slide that in our top right sleeve. We're gonna take one of our 3x4 mats. We're gonna slide this in our top left sleeve. Now we're not done yet. We're gonna add a couple stickers, so grab your big sticker sheet. We are looking for mushrooms again. So I want you to find this little yellow and pink one over by your cow. And we're gonna stick him on top of the sleeve, right over here by serves. You might wanna make sure that you don't cover that, so you can still write that down. And then we're gonna take our kind of turquoise mushroom and we're gonna set him right in the top, or I'm sorry, bottom left corner of our photo mat. Okay, as far as glitter goes, we're gonna glitter the dots and the mushrooms like we did before. Okay, you can flip that over. We are going to add our So Grateful 3x4 sleeve, 3x4 card. And again, if you want to glitter the center of the circles and maybe some of the spray, we're gonna stick that on the back side of our photo mat. We are gonna add a sticker on the back of What the Fork is for Dinner. We're gonna add Farm Fresh, the big cow. We're gonna like center him, like so. And then we are going to look on our sticker sheet for our bowls. And we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna adhere our bowls on the sleeve in the bottom left corner of our recipe card. Now, as far as glitter, again, besides the center and the spray of flowers, you can add a little accent glitter to the bottom left corner of your bowls here. But otherwise, we are good to go there, and you can put that one in the album. All right, ladies, we are cruising right along. Okay, we're gonna do another insert page. This time we're gonna use the ledger page, is what I call it. Okay, so the ledger page, like literally has the numbers along the side. And we're gonna start with our gold 1-inch piece of trim. And just like we did on the other page, we're gonna line this along the top. And this is actually going to come right to basically our first ledger line here. Okay, just like what we did earlier. And we're gonna add some stickers here. We're gonna start with our black thought bubble, What's Cooking. We're gonna put that right in the center. We're going to take our cow and pig and chicken. And we're gonna line them up down here on the bottom. You can wanna put his little hooves right on the first line here. Okay, now we're gonna grab some chipboard. And we need our 2 chickens. One chicken is looking right. Well, I guess they're both looking right. But one is like facing one way. All right. Our chickens, we're gonna start with, I don't know, the little squatty guy. He looks like the little chubbier of the two. Okay, we're gonna add some adhesive to our chickie. And we're gonna set him so his feet are down here on the line and his butt's kind of in the thought bubble, what's cooking. We're gonna take, I'm gonna call him the skinnier of the two. The one who's kind of turning his head to look at the other pig and cow walk by. Again, line his little feet up with the first line and go ahead and adhere him down. Now, as far as glitter, we are going to put some glitter on the little chicken wings and a little on his chicken butt. We're gonna put a little glitter on the chicken wing and a little on his chicken butt. And then same thing, a little glitter on his wing and butt, a little glitter in the piggy spots, a little glitter in the cow spots. Okay, and then go ahead and flip that over. We're going to make a pocket page again. This time we are going to use the other half of our black phrase paper that we cut in half. The one side has the what we call the wallpaper. So I'm going to take my 2-inch punch and just like I've done before, center it, cut half a circle, ink. Lots of places for recipes in this book. It's nice. When I got married eons ago, my friends threw me a scrapbooking shower where everyone brought a recipe and they made me, I should say, a little recipe book with everyone's favorite recipes. And everyone scrapbooked a page with their recipe, and it was really cute. All right, so because this is a pocket, I put adhesive on the left side, the right side, and the bottom. And I love, again, when they have the lines, because I can line it up on the bottom line. Don't cover your hole like I almost did. I warn you guys all the time about that, and then I almost did it. Okay, we're going to find our sticker with the fork, spoon, and knife that says live well, laughed often, love much. And we're gonna pop dot it. Ah, my stuff is rolling everywhere. Take some powder. Oh, I'm making a mess with my powder. Good thing you ladies are not seeing the mess I am making. All right, we are going to take our sticker. Again, remember, you don't have to pop if you don't want to. And we're going to put this in the bottom right corner of our pocket, like so. Okay, inside the pocket, grab another one of your 4x6 photo mats. And the little, I guess this is a recipe card. It looks more like an index card. This would have to be a small recipe or maybe just some journaling with the cows and piggies. Okay, we only glittered the 6 little hearts between the well and the often here, okay? All right, ladies, that page is done. Go ahead and put that one in the album. All right, we're gonna use another yellow insert next. So I want you to find your yellow striped page that looks like this, bold horizontal stripes. I want you to find your Made with Love. Okay, it's got the blue funky wallpaper design on the back. And we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna center this on our yellow and white stripe page. Again, be careful, you are not covering the holes. I don't like how that looked. All right, there we go, much better. Look for your side dishes tab. And remember, our last one was toward the top, so we want to put this one down a little bit. Side dishes. On the back, we're going to look for that wallpaper design that we've been using so much. We're going to line that up like so. Oh my goodness, I'm making such a mess. All right, sorry. All right, side dishes. We are going to look for our larger kind of pinky coral heart. We're gonna put a couple pop dots behind this one, if you like to do that kind of thing. We're gonna put some baby powder. And we're gonna stick this guy right next to our word with, like so. And then as far as glittering, the center of the yellow flower, the center of the blue flower, our heart, center of the flower, center of the flower. Okay? Notice anytime we see flowers, we're glittering the center of them. So keep that in mind. The back is just our tab. This is another divider page. And you can go ahead and stick this one in the album. Oh, you know what? Don't stick it in the album. Don't stick it. We need it to measure for holes. Okay, we're gonna do another little tab insert. This is the 4x6 card that looks, actually we have a 6x8 sheet of paper like this. It looks like the kitchen shelves. So since this is gonna be an insert card, before we put that yellow and white stripe page in, let's go ahead and punch our holes. Okay, so remember, you wanna try and center this as much as you can. So our holes aren't in weird spaces. If my hand wouldn't shake so much, this would be a lot easier. Okay, now we can go ahead and put that page away. We've got our little kitchen shelves. We are going to look for the red with the tiny white dots. This is kind of like a tablecloth print too. We're gonna make a tab up here next to our mixing bowls. And on the back side, we're gonna look for the yellow, weird kind of wedgy diamond print to match up. Okay, but we're not quite done with this one yet. Okay, on the front, we are going to look for our chipboard family recipes album. We're gonna add some adhesive. And we're gonna put him right over the cheese and bread. We don't like the cheese and bread anyway. Okay, as far as glitter goes, let's put a little bit of glitter along the bottom of our cutting board. We're gonna put a little bit of glitter along the bottom of our pot. We're gonna put a little bit of glitter over here on the left side of our oven mitt. And we're gonna put a little bit of glitter over here on the right side of our bowls. Okay, flip it over. We're gonna take one of our 3x4 mats, and again, make sure you don't cover the holes. We're going to pretty much center it here on the back of this little insert card. Like so. We're going to look for our yellow heart on our sticker sheet, which is in the top left corner. And let's go ahead and put a couple pop dots behind this. And some baby powder. And we're gonna stick him in the top left. All right, then I need you to look for your, what are these guys called? I can't think of what they're called. Our little jugs, I know that's not what they're called. Our flour, sugar, and tea. You know, I just ordered a set of these. Canisters. Thank you, Shannon. I'm like, I know the name of these things. All right, now, these are actually gonna line up along the bottom. So what I would do, because we know kind of the top parts of them are gonna be on our mat, I'm gonna dust, and I've got this thin fan brush that I'm using, so it's a little easier. I'm gonna dust some powder along the top, and then I'm gonna add some adhesive along the bottom, okay? And our little tea canister is gonna go to the far right. Our sugar canister is gonna go to the far left, and our flour one is gonna go in the middle. So I'm gonna do the same thing. All right, powder at the top, adhesive on the bottom. Sugar. And then flour. He's gonna go right there. Okay, as far as our glitter goes, we're gonna glitter the heart, and we're gonna put, if you see where there's the little change in color, kind of the accent lighting on our canisters, we're gonna put some glitter in those spots as well. Okay, go ahead and put this one in your album. We're moving on to the next page. And our next page is another 2 4x6 mat, or sleeves. Okay. So 2 4x6 sleeves. We are going to take our recipe card that has this little scalloped, it looks like the scalloped sticker we have on our sticker sheet. Okay. We're gonna go ahead and stick that one right in the sleeve. In the bottom sleeve, we're gonna take a recipe card with, we used a sticker like this earlier. It looks like a measuring cup with the flowers coming out of it. If you're glittering, you wanna go ahead and add glitter to the center of the flowers. And then you're gonna go ahead and slide this one in. Okay. On the back, again, we've got the little daisy. You could add a little glitter here. You could add a little glitter to the center of that yellow daisy. But otherwise, this page is done, and you can put this one in the album. Okay, we've got another kind of make our own insert. So this one is on the black dots again. So grab your black dot sheet, and then if you want to pull out the page we just used, if you want to use one of your other chipboards, but we do need to go ahead and measure it so we can punch holes. So we're going to do that first. If you use the recipe page from before, you can put that one back in the book. So now we've got our black dot sheet with our holes punched. And we're gonna take our little pink page with our oven that says happiness is a kitchen full of family and friends. And we're gonna go ahead and we're going to line this up. We're gonna go ahead, again, don't cover the holes, center it top and bottom, like so. We are going to look for our breakfast tab. This is gonna be our third one down, so you wanna put it about 3/4 of the way down. breakfast. On the back of breakfast, we're gonna use this kind of like goldish or beige stripe. Like so. Okay. And then we are going to look for our teapot chipboard. We used a sticker like this earlier. And we're gonna put this right over our teapot. It is a little bit bigger than the one on there, so you're gonna cover your spoon a little bit. All right, as far as glitter goes, we're gonna go ahead and glitter our flowers on the teapot. We're gonna put a little bit of accent glitter on the top right portion of the oven here on the blue. We're gonna accent on the bottom right corner of the blue of the oven. And then we're gonna go ahead and take our glitter and we're gonna glitter family and friends, just to give that some sparkle. Okay, and then this page is done. You can put this one in the album. All right, let me move my stickers out of the way. We are to another double 4x6 mat page again, or sleeve. I keep saying mats. I don't know why I keep doing that today. Okay, because usually we put mats in here. That's probably why. All right, so we've got the two 4x6 sleeve. We're going to find our recipe with like our little wallpaper with the flowers. It says recipe and kind of like the gold banner. Okay, we're not gonna glitter anything on this one. We're just gonna stick this in the top sleeve. And then we're gonna take, this is our second one with the little checked tablecloth. We're gonna go ahead and put some glitter in the center of our flowers. And we're gonna go ahead and slide this one in the bottom sleeve. Okay, and you can put that one in the album. Okay, next we are going to use the dot insert. So this is a white page that came in our album. It's got all the little dots. Okay, and we've done this before. We've got this time the red like 1-inch banner that we're gonna go ahead and put across the top. So let's go ahead and do that first. I'm gonna turn this around just so I can see it a little better. Okay, go ahead and line that right up with the top edge. Okay, we're gonna add quite a few stickers here. So we're gonna start with our black and white pig, black and cream pig, our old-fashioned looking pig. And we're gonna go ahead and put him right in the center, like so. We're going to grab Chop It Like It's Hot. I use this line, not chop it like it's hot, drop it like it's hot, with my students all the time in school. Don't ask, it's weird. It's so that they actually use the quotes that they put in their papers. They don't just throw them in there like randomly, but they actually use them. All right, we're gonna put some pop dots on the back of Chop It Like It's Hot. And you saw me put some baby powder on it. And we're gonna add him right over here in the top right. Like so. Right? Then we're gonna look for 2 more stickers on here. We're going to, oops, nope, a sticker and a chipboard. The chipboard we're gonna put down first. We're gonna look for Let's Eat. It's the cutting board. With some extra adhesive. And Let's Eat is gonna go down here in the bottom left corner, like so. And then here's our last sticker, Family Recipes. We're gonna go ahead and put a pop dot behind this one, and it's gonna overlap our cutting board. some powder. All right, and family recipes is gonna overlap. Let's eat. Okay, as far as glitter, we're gonna go ahead and glitter the word hot with the exclamation point. Okay, and then go ahead and flip this over. Now, if you've been paying attention, every time we do some of these inserts, we've been doing pockets. So this one is no different. We're gonna do another pocket. We are gonna take our cows and piggies and animals again. And we're gonna go ahead, I was gonna say make sure they're mostly facing up, but they're in all different directions. Make sure most of them are facing up. Find the center. Punch your half circle. Okay, add a little ink, like so. All right, and again, what we're gonna do is we're gonna make sure we glitter, my goodness, can you tell I've gotten no sleep? We're gonna glue the sides and the bottom. We need to leave the top open so we can stick things in our pocket. Okay, I'm going 2 rows of dots up from the bottom. All right, again, I like these because you can line them up on the dots. I'm gonna look for a chipboard that looks like a grocery bag. It's over here on the left side of your chipboard sheet. All right, and a little adhesive. And he's gonna go in the bottom corner of the pocket, like so. Inside the pocket, we're gonna add another one of our 4x6 mats. And we're going to take our recipe card. We just actually used one like this with the little wallpaper banner, the recipe in gold. And we're gonna slide this in the pocket here. As far as glittering, oops, one more element. Come back to your sticker sheet. Look for this little blue, I'm gonna call it a carnation. We're gonna add him on the corner of the bag, like so, and that's what we're gonna glitter. We're gonna put a little bit of glitter on the center of our flower. Okay? Go ahead and put this one in the album. Okay, and this is gonna bring us to our last chipboard piece. Okay, with the tab at the bottom. All right, first things first. This is our other pink page. This is Happiness is a Kitchen Full of Family and Friends, except we're gonna use the shelf side. So first thing we're gonna do is go ahead and put adhesive on this. And we're gonna go ahead and wallpaper our chipboard. Leave the holes open. Like so. Okay, now you've got this kind of odd shaped, I don't remember how long it is. It's about 6.5 inches long. Okay, this like teal dot page that we're gonna use as a mat. And we're gonna literally kind of put this right in the center. So it kind of goes from top shelf to bottom shelf. We're going to center that. And then we're going to take our 3x4 card with the oven mitt. And we're going to put this, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows of dots down from the top, give or take. And let's adhere this down. Like so. Okay, and now we're going to take our big chipboard. Mine's stuck under my light here. Hold on. Our big chipboard recipes. And we're going to go ahead and adhere this along the edge of our 3x4 mat. Okay, Again, make sure you add extra adhesive. You want it to stick. This one, you know, some of you that like glue dots might even want to use glue dots here. All right, and we're gonna line it right across the middle like so. All right, for our glitter, we're gonna go ahead and glitter the whole word recipes. We're gonna glitter our hearts, and we're gonna glitter the center of our daisy here. Okay. On the back, we are going to make another pocket, this time out of our teal polka dot paper. So grab your punch. Go ahead and add your ink. Okay, you guys should be getting the hang of the pockets now. So again, we're gonna adhere both edges, left and right, and on the bottom. Again, don't cover the holes. I swear, I say this on every album and I say it like a million times. Don't cover the holes. All right. We're gonna add some sticker elements here. So let's do that first. We are going to look for a couple different flowers. Let's see what we've got here. All right, we are going to first take right about in the center this kind of double blue daisy-ish, whatever that is. Okay, and we're gonna throw a couple pop dots back here. Okay, now we're gonna tuck some things under here, so don't get super crazy with the pop dots. Like, I don't know if you guys can see, I've got 3, okay, a bigger one and 2 smaller ones. Because like I said, we're gonna tuck a couple things under here. So you need to be able to get under them to do that. All right, our flowers are gonna go, if you take a look at our hole and you find the green leaf here, our green leaf is going to be just slightly below the hole, the like binder hole. Okay, and our other leaf's going to go up like this. Now, on your sticker sheet, you're going to look for 2 baby sprays. Okay, so oops, sorry, this one. We're going to take this little pink and yellow one, and we're gonna tuck him right under that green leaf that kind of protrudes. And then we're gonna take this little like threesome group, the blue, green, and pink. And we're gonna tuck those up here on the top, just to give it a little extra dimension. Now I want you to find your Happiness is Homemade chipboard. And give me some adhesive. And let's center him. Like so. Okay. And then you've got one more little bitty spray of flowers. Grab that. And we're gonna tuck that right at the bottom of our Happiness is Handmade. Actually, I thought that said Homemade. I think Homemade would make more sense. But anyway, all right, so we've got kind of our layered flowers, our banner, and our extra little spray of flowers. In the pocket, we are going to put a 4x6 mat and our 3x4 card, Life is Short, Lick the Bowl, because why wouldn't you, right? All right, glittering. We're gonna put a little bit of glitter on the flowers, glitter in the center of the flowers. And these ones, if you can reach them, I know they're tucked back really far, you might want to do just a little dab on each of those as well. Okay, go ahead and add that. You know what? Yep, we can add that page. I wanted to make sure we didn't have to punch holes in the next one before we file this away. But you can file this one away. All right, we are in the home stretch here, ladies. We have our yellow with white polka dots page next. It's an insert. And we're gonna take Bake the World a Better Place. And we're gonna go ahead And we're gonna wallpaper it on our yellow and white polka dots. Like so. Make sure you center it. That is not. Hold on. That looks crooked to me. There we go. That's better. Okay. We are going to find our oven mitt chipboard. And we're going to go ahead and stick that right next to our banner here. Like so. We're going to look for the baking tab, which is pink. And we're going to add baking up here. And on the back, we've got this real kind of funky blue and white print that we're going to use. Like so. All right, as far as glitter, we've got a lot of flowers on the front here, so we're gonna do a lot with the glitter on the flowers. In the center of our yellow daisy, we're gonna add some to the little red sprays. We're gonna add some to the top and outside left edge of our oven mitt. Again, we're gonna do our little red, like berry looking things, and then the insides of all the rest of our flowers. Okay? And that page is done. You can go ahead and put that one away. Okay. We have, I think this is our last, but I'm not sure. Our last potentially 2 3x4, 1 4x6 sleeve. So 1 sleeve, 2 sleeves. Okay. We're going to take our recipe card that has, again, the scalloped kind of flower edge. And we're gonna go ahead and stick that in our bottom sleeve. All right, we're gonna take our 3x4 card, Baker's Gotta Bake. We're gonna add some glitter to the inside of both of these flowers. And usually we do add stickers to the back. So let's go ahead and do that right now before we put it in the sleeve. Flip this over. And I want you to look for Life is Short, so make it sweet over on the left side of your sticker sheet. It's like a big layer cake. Okay, and we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna stick that right in the center of our card like so. We're gonna add just a little bit of glitter to our cake. And then you're gonna slide this into the right hand sleeve. We're gonna take one of our 3x4 mats. We're gonna slide this in our left hand sleeve. And we're gonna look for our little canister set sticker, tea, flour, sugar. And we're gonna put this at the bottom of our photo mat, like so. Okay. The only thing that we're gonna glitter is what I already told you, the center of the flowers and a little bit of accent here on the cake. We're gonna take another one of our 3x4 mats and we're going to flip it so it's back to back with the one in front. Okay, so you've got room for 2 photos in this one. Okay, go ahead and put that one in the album. We're cruising right along. This might be, well, I'm not gonna curse myself yet. All right, we've got another 2 4x6 mat page. Looks like this, 2 4x6 mats. We've got one of our little mason jars again. We're gonna put some glitter in the center of our flower. And we're gonna go ahead and slide this into the top sleeve. We've got another one of our little embroidered ones that says recipe. We're gonna slide this into the bottom sleeve. Voila. Go ahead and put that one in the album. like so. All right. I believe this is our last kind of inserts, like tabs page. Life is short, lick the bowl. This is our yellow background with the littler white dots. Okay, so grab your 6x8, life is short, lick the bowl, and let's go ahead and put adhesive on this one. Don't cover the holes. Center it top to bottom. Like so. Okay. We need a couple different stickers here. We're gonna start with desserts. Desserts is gonna be our tab. And we're gonna put this about a quarter of the way down. On the back, we're gonna take that real pretty pink floral. And we're gonna match it up. Okay. On the front, we are going to take this big flower spray. And we're gonna go ahead and put some pop dots on it. And essentially, we're gonna cover the blue flower and the yellow flower that are on here. So, grab some of your pop dots. And some baby powder. And again, we are going to cover the blue and yellow flower essentially on this paper with these. So our big kind of green leaf is going to go off to the left hand side, like so. All right, as far as glitter, center of our flowers, okay, any flower you can see, go ahead and add. We're going to put some glitter on our berries, okay. We're going to put some glitter along the bottom of the bowl, just a few dots, some dots up the side, all the way up the bowls, okay, just to give it some accent. The back, again, is plain. This is just an insert. So you can go ahead and put this one in your album. Okay. All right, we've got another double 4x6 sleeve. I said sleeve this time instead of mat, yay. All right, glitter, the center of our flowers on this little recipe card with flowers. We're gonna stick this in the top sleeve. Okay, same thing here. Put a couple dots of glitter in the center of the flowers. We're gonna slide this one in the bottom sleeve. Ta-da! All right. This is one of our last, I think, kind of ready-made inserts. Okay, this is just a regular loose leaf paper looking insert. So we need that. And we need our black polka dot strip that's gonna go along the top. Remember, it lines up exactly with the top here, like so. Okay, we're gonna add some elements. We're gonna add lick the bowl. This is making me like crave cookie dough or something right now. I don't know why. All this bowl licking. All right, I'm actually gonna cut a piece here. Add some baby powder. All right, lick the bowl. is gonna go right in the center. Make sure your spoon is still in here though. Don't have your spoon stick over. All right, we're gonna find the red and gray kind of KitchenAid stand mixer. And we're gonna stick him in the bottom right corner. And then I need you to find your wooden spoon, chipboard piece. Okay. All right, and we're going to adhere the wooden spoon right next to our little lemon, like so. All right, glittering. We're gonna glitter around the bottom edge of the spoon, and we're gonna glitter around the right edge and the bottom of our bowl for like the bowl. Go ahead and flip it over. We are going to make another pocket, this time out of the card that says recipes. We're gonna use the floral side. So grab your 2-inch punch, punch a half circle, ink the half circle, okay, and again, pocket. So we're going to adhere the sides and the bottom. Oh no, Miss Shannon, can I get another adhesive refill, please? I was hoping I would make it to the end, but I didn't quite get there. Really close though. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're gonna take our pocket. Use the bottom line here as your guide. Again, don't cover the holes. Like so. We are going to take our little bowl chipboard that I actually just popped out a second ago. I don't know if you guys saw that. All right, we're gonna take our bowl chipboard and we're gonna add it to the bottom right corner of our pocket, like so. On our sticker sheet, we're gonna find the rolling pin that says roll with it. And we're gonna add some pop dots to him. And we're gonna put roll with it right across the top. Like so. In our sleeve, we're gonna take one of our 4x6 mats and we're gonna take this little baby recipe card that says recipe. Now, as far as glitter goes, you can go ahead if you want to and glitter the insides of your flowers on this little, on this little baby recipe card. You can go ahead and put some glitter on the little holes in the colander. And then you can put some glitter kind of randomly on some of the centers of these flowers. I'd probably especially do the bigger ones and then just kind of randomly do some of the others. Okay? And that page is done. You can put that one in the album. Oops, we're not, just kidding. We need to use it again to measure for holes, so pull it back out. All right, we are going to make another homemade insert page with the black dots and the cows and piggies again. So here is what we need to do. Okay, we are going to take our black piece, which is 5 inches wide, so it's a little bit narrower. We are going to take our cows and piggies, which are 4 inches wide, and we're going to go ahead and score them at 2 because we're gonna fold this around the card like we did earlier in the album. Okay, so again, use the edge of your ruler, go along that track in the middle. I do believe, and I could be wrong, but I do believe that is the last page we're gonna score. Okay, so we've got the crease in our cows and piggies. And just like we did before, we are going to adhere the very edge of this. Okay. Now, I cut mine too short. So since this is my book, I fixed it. I just added it. All right, we're gonna go ahead and line this up. And then if you remember what we did before, ladies, we put some adhesive down the middle and then some adhesive on the other edge so that when we folded it over, it's stuck in the middle too, okay? This is gonna be covered, so I'm not super worried about that. Now, take your page from before. Let's go ahead and punch our holes. Like so. You can put this one back for now. Okay, so we've got our holes, and they're kind of hard to see punched in our little animal page, but they're there. Okay, now we've got our teal 4x6 mat. We're gonna go ahead and adhere this down. We're gonna center it like so. Line it right up with your animals. And then we are not gonna use, although on one side it says live, love, eat, we're gonna flip it over and we're gonna use the other kind of funky blue pattern. And we're not quite gonna center this. We're actually gonna put it a little closer to the top because we're gonna use that ribbon sticker that we used earlier. And we're gonna line the bottom of our card with this. Like so. Okay. Now, you should have one chipboard piece left. It's the apron. We're gonna put her up here in the top. Like so. We've got one heart sticker left, a red one, that we're gonna put over here in the top, right, like so. And then we're gonna take this, the ingredient, the secret ingredient is always love. We're gonna put some pop dots behind this. Whoops, whoopsie. I peeled the back of that one off already. Oh, good grief. Okay. Some baby powder. Okay. And our secret ingredient sticker is gonna go right at this, like where the sticker and the paper meet. Like so. All right. We're gonna make one more tab over here. We're gonna look for favorites. And again, this is gonna be about 3/4 of the way down. And on the back side, we are using the yellow chickens to match up. Okay, now, as far as glitter goes here, we are going to glitter our heart. We're going to glitter the word love. We're going to glitter the little flowers in the top of the apron. Okay? And then we're gonna put it away and put it in the album. we are really, really, really in the home stretch now, ladies. We have 2 more pages to go. Our next one is going to be our last, our last double 4x6 sleeve. That looks like so. We're going to take our last 2 recipe cards, the one with the flower border. We're going to take that and slide it in the top. We're going to take the other one that looks like flowers in a measuring cup. We're going to put some glitter, not only in the center, but on the little berries. Okay, on the back, a little bit of glitter in the center of the flowers. Slide that one in the sleeve. Don't put it away because we need it to punch holes. Okay. So hang on to it for a second. And we're gonna get our last page, which is gonna be another pocket page. Let me show you how this is gonna work. Oops, I thought we were done scoring. Look, I spoke too soon. I spoke too soon. I also was gonna say this might be the quickest album we've ever done. But I didn't want to curse myself. But I'm on the last page, so I feel safe to do that now. Shannon's like, shh, we're on the last page. Catastrophe would have to happen. All right, so we are going to take our yellow dotted page, I think it's daffodil. And just like we did earlier, we are going to line this up at 3 3/4 inches, and we are going to make a score line. Okay, I'm going to fake make a score line because I already did mine. Ooh, score line, score line, score line. Okay, and woohoo, I can move that out of the way. We are going to make a pocket. So, in order to make a pocket, remember the bottom's already there. I just need to put adhesive along the edges. Very simple. This is an easy pocket. I like these pockets. Like so. Okay, now remember we have to get it in the album. So grab that page that we just did, center it up. And let's punch our holes. This is the last time we're gonna need this one. Yay, woohoo. I always love the last time we do anything. I'm like that at school too. This is our last, this kind of assignment or whatever. The kids cheer. All right, you can put that recipe card page away. So now we've got our pocket that looks like this. We have 2 recipe cards left. Okay, I'll tell you what to do with those in a second. I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm so excited because it's the last page. I'm getting ahead of myself. All right, you have a piece of sticker banner left that we are going to use along the edge of our pocket. Mine is just a little bit too long, so I'm gonna go ahead and trim it down, like so. We've got 1 major sticker left to speak of. That's our little apron that says recipes. We're gonna grab her and we're gonna line her up on the bottom right-hand side of the pocket, like so. We are going to take our last 4x6 mat. We are going to take our last 2 recipe cards. The one with the wallpaper is just going to go in like so. The one with the flowers, we're going to glitter the center of the flowers. Glitter, 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 glitter. We're going to stick that in. We are going to glitter the word recipes, and we're going to glitter the center of the flower and the little berries. And that, ladies, is our Apron Strings album. Woohoo! So, we are finished with that. Remember, if you are interested in the wooden spoons, keep your eye on our webpage because we are going to be offering them eventually for sale, and they make a cute little accent on the album, or you know, maybe you want to get them as a gift to go with, I don't know, whatever. But those are available for you. Notice we did have a few of the tab stickers left. We had beverages, cookies, sauces, miscellaneous. So if you want to switch any of those out, you know, obviously you're more than welcome to, because you did have a couple different words left. Hopefully you found this one easy to understand. Yep, here we go, the spoons. And we hope to see you in class or at the store soon. Thanks a lot, ladies. Bye-bye.